Welcome to Book Buzz Reviews and Summaries. Loneliness is not just a fleeting emotion, it's an epidemic, one that's quietly affecting millions of people, no matter how many social media followers they have or how packed their schedules may seem. Despite the fact that we're more connected than ever, the quality of our friendships has deteriorated, leaving many of us wondering, why is it so hard to make and keep close friends? In We Should Get Together, The Secret to Cultivating Better Friendships, Vellos dives deep into this paradox, offering a powerful and practical guide to building lasting, meaningful friendships in an era where genuine connection feels elusive. From the moment we enter adulthood, making friends becomes more complicated. Gone are the days of playground meetups or college dorm bonding. Suddenly, life is filled with work, responsibilities, and distractions, leaving little time for fostering deep relationships. But friendship, Vellos argues, is as essential to our well-being as exercise or sleep. It nourishes our emotional health, brings joy, and can even extend our lives. So why do we treat it like an afterthought? Vellos wastes no time in addressing the real reasons behind the friendship gap that so many people experience. She delves into how modern lifestyles, constantly busy, hyper-digital, and transient, have changed the way we relate to each other. But instead of just highlighting the problem, Vellos offers hope. With her background in user experience design, she approaches friendship like a system, showing how small, intentional changes can lead to big improvements in the way we connect with others. The beauty of We Should Get Together lies in its blend of heartwarming storytelling, scientific research, and actionable advice. Vellos doesn't just tell you to be more social, she digs into the psychology of friendships and what makes them thrive. Whether you're someone who feels like they've lost touch with old friends, or someone struggling to find new ones, this book meets you where you are. Vellos provides insights into why our friendships sometimes fade, how to overcome fear of rejection, and most importantly, how to create the kind of bonds that stand the test of time. Vellos also tackles the nuances of adult friendship with empathy and realism. She knows that as we get older, our emotional bandwidth shrinks, and our priorities shift. Yet, she shows that cultivating better friendships doesn't have to be a burden. It's about creating space for vulnerability, showing up consistently, and learning the art of asking and listening. The tools she offers are simple but profound: how to schedule regular meetups, how to deepen conversations, and how to navigate the inevitable conflicts that arise in any close relationship. At its core, We Should Get Together is a call to action. It's about reclaiming the art of friendship as an essential part of life. Vellos shows us that with intentional effort, we can cultivate the kinds of friendships that are not only enriching but vital to living a full, connected, and happier life. This book isn't just about making friends, it's about making life better. Introduction: The Quest for Deeper Connections. In her insightful and practical book, We Should Get Together, The Secret to Cultivating Better Friendships, Vellos dives deep into the importance of human connection in an era marked by loneliness and social isolation. While many books tackle the subject of romantic relationships or family dynamics, Vellos turns her attention to the often neglected world of friendships, and how, in adulthood, maintaining meaningful connections becomes a more deliberate and, at times, challenging endeavor. As a UX designer with a deep interest in human behavior, Vellos brings a unique perspective to the topic. Her approach is a blend of personal anecdotes, research-backed strategies, and actionable tips designed to help readers overcome common barriers to forging and sustaining friendships. The book is a call to action for readers to take their friendships seriously and invest time and energy into cultivating deep, authentic relationships. In a world where casual acquaintances and online interactions often substitute for deeper bonds, We Should Get Together serves as both a practical guide and an inspiration to build the kinds of friendships that enrich our lives and offer emotional nourishment. This summary will walk you through Vellos' key ideas, insights, and suggestions on how to create, nurture, and sustain meaningful friendships in today's fast-paced and often isolating world. Part 1: The Friendship Crisis. Vellos begins by highlighting the modern friendship crisis. Despite the proliferation of social media and the appearance of constant connection, more people than ever report feeling lonely and isolated. She points to studies showing that many adults struggle to maintain close friendships, and the number of people who report having no close friends has been steadily rising. 1. The myth of busyness. One of the primary reasons for this friendship crisis, Vellos argues, is the pervasive myth of busyness. Many people feel that they are simply too busy to invest in friendships. Work, family obligations, and other responsibilities take precedence, leaving little time for socializing. Vellos challenges this narrative, arguing that time is less about availability and more about priorities. If we genuinely value our friendships, she says, we must make time for them, just as we would for other important areas of our lives. 2. The decline of face-to-face interaction. Vellos also highlights the decline of face-to-face interaction as a significant factor in the erosion of friendships. In an age where texting and social media interactions dominate, many people have become disconnected from the deeper, more meaningful connections that come from in-person conversations. She argues that while digital communication can be a useful tool for staying in touch, it should not be a substitute for real-world interactions, which are essential for building trust and emotional intimacy. 3. Loneliness as a public health issue. Loneliness, Vellos points out, is not just a social issue, it's a public health crisis. She references research that shows loneliness can have significant negative impacts on both mental and physical health, including increased risk of heart disease, depression, and anxiety. The lack of deep, meaningful friendships leaves many people feeling disconnected, which can lead to long-term health problems. In response, Vellos advocates for treating friendships as an essential component of well-being, much like diet, exercise, and sleep. Part 2. The Science of Friendship. In the second part of the book, Vellos turns to the science behind friendships, exploring the factors that make friendships flourish and the barriers that can cause them to falter. 1. The elements of deep friendship. Vellos identifies several key elements that are essential for creating deep, lasting friendships. Vulnerability, being open and honest about one's feelings is critical for building trust and deepening connections. Vellos argues that vulnerability is not a weakness but a strength in relationships, as it allows people to feel seen and understood. Reciprocity, healthy friendships are built on a foundation of mutual give and take. Both parties need to feel valued and heard in order for the relationship to flourish. Vellos stresses that reciprocity doesn't have to be perfectly equal, but there must be a sense of balance and mutual care. Consistency, one of the biggest challenges in maintaining friendships is consistency. In a busy world, it's easy to let weeks or even months go by without checking in with friends. Vellos suggests that small, regular touchpoints, whether through text, phone calls, or in-person meetups, are crucial for keeping the connection alive. 2. The role of empathy in friendship. Empathy plays a crucial role in maintaining strong friendships. Vellos explains that empathy goes beyond simply listening to a friend's problems, it's about truly understanding and sharing their emotions. This emotional attunement is what allows friends to support one another in meaningful ways. Vellos references several psychological studies that highlight the importance of empathy in deepening friendships. She argues that developing empathy skills, such as active listening and emotional validation, is essential for creating the kinds of connections that last a lifetime. 3. The importance of shared experiences. Shared experiences are another critical component of strong friendships. Vellos points out that friendships often form when people go through significant life events together, whether it's navigating college, starting a new job, or experiencing a major life transition. These shared experiences create a sense of camaraderie and mutual understanding that strengthens the bond between friends. However, as adults, it can be harder to create new shared experiences, especially if friends live in different cities or have different schedules. Vellos suggests being intentional about creating opportunities for shared experiences, whether that's through travel, attending events together, or even just setting aside time for regular catch-ups. Part 3. Overcoming barriers to friendship. In this section, Vellos explores the various barriers that can make it difficult to build and sustain friendships in adulthood, and offers practical strategies for overcoming them. 1. The fear of rejection. One of the most common barriers to forming new friendships is the fear of rejection. Many adults hesitate to reach out to others or make new friends because they worry about being turned down or not being liked. Vellos acknowledges that this fear is natural but argues that it shouldn't hold us back from pursuing meaningful connections. She shares her own experiences of overcoming the fear of rejection and offers tips for approaching new friendships with confidence. One strategy she suggests is reframing rejection. Instead of seeing it as a personal failure, view it as an opportunity to learn and grow. Not every friendship will work out, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't try. 2. Dealing with friendship breakups. Friendship breakups can be just as painful as romantic breakups, but they are often less talked about. Vellos dedicates a section of the book to addressing the emotional fallout of losing a close friend. Whether it's due to a falling out, life changes, or simply growing apart, friendship breakups can leave a deep emotional scar. Vellos offers advice on how to navigate these breakups with grace and understanding. She suggests focusing on gratitude for the time spent together, rather than dwelling on the loss. Additionally, she encourages readers to seek closure when possible, whether through a final conversation or a letter, to help process the emotions and move forward. 3. Navigating friendships during life transitions. Life transitions, such as moving to a new city, changing jobs, or becoming a parent, can often strain even the closest friendships. Vellos discusses how these transitions can create physical and emotional distance between friends, and offers strategies for maintaining connections during these times. One key piece of advice she offers is to communicate openly with friends about how your life is changing and what kind of support you need. By being honest about your challenges and needs, you can help friends understand your situation and find ways to stay connected, even if circumstances have changed. Part 4. Building new friendships in adulthood. In this section, Vellos provides practical advice for building new friendships as an adult, a task that many people find daunting. 1. The art of making new friends. Vellos acknowledges that making new friends as an adult can feel intimidating, especially when people are no longer in environments like school or college, where friendships form naturally. However, she argues that with a little effort and intentionality, it's entirely possible to make meaningful connections at any age. She offers several strategies for meeting new people, including joining clubs or groups that align with your interests, such as book clubs, fitness classes, or volunteer organizations. Attending events where you're likely to meet like-minded individuals, such as networking events, workshops, or community gatherings. Leveraging existing networks by reconnecting with old friends or acquaintances who share similar interests. Vellos also emphasizes the importance of being proactive in reaching out to new people. While it can feel uncomfortable at first, she encourages readers to take the initiative in inviting potential friends to hang out, whether it's for coffee, a walk, or a social event. 2. Cultivating friendships in the workplace. The workplace can be a great environment for forming friendships, but it also comes with its own set of challenges. Vellos explores the dynamics of workplace friendships, including the potential for blurred boundaries and conflicts of interest. To navigate these challenges, she suggests setting clear boundaries and being mindful of the balance between professionalism and friendship. While workplace friendships can be incredibly rewarding, it's important to ensure that they don't interfere with your job performance or create tension in the workplace. 3. Building community and social circles. In addition to individual friendships, Vellos emphasizes the importance of building a sense of community and belonging within larger social circles. She explains that having a diverse network of friends can provide a sense of security and fulfillment that goes beyond one-on-one connections. Vellos offers practical tips for cultivating a strong social circle, including organizing group activities, hosting gatherings, and introducing friends to one another. By creating opportunities for friends to connect with each other, you can foster a sense of community and deepen your own friendships in the process. Part 5. Nurturing long-term friendships. In this section of the book, Vellos shifts her focus to sustaining long-term friendships, which often require ongoing effort and attention. 1. The importance of check-ins. One of the most important aspects of maintaining long-term friendships, according to Vellos, is the regular check-in. Whether it's a quick text, a phone call, or a longer conversation, These small touchpoints help to keep the connection alive and show that you care about the other person's well-being. Vellos suggests setting reminders to check in with friends regularly, especially if you live far apart or have busy schedules. While it may feel awkward at first to schedule check-ins, she argues that it's a simple and effective way to nurture the friendship over time. 2. Handling conflict in friendships. No friendship is immune to conflict, and Vellos provides advice on how to handle disagreements in a healthy and constructive way. She encourages readers to approach conflict with empathy and understanding, rather than defensiveness or blame. One key strategy she offers is to practice active listening during disagreements, which involves truly hearing the other person's perspective without interrupting or jumping to conclusions. By taking the time to understand the other person's feelings, you can work together to resolve the conflict in a way that strengthens the friendship. 3. The power of rituals. Vellos also highlights the power of rituals in maintaining long-term friendships. Whether it's a weekly coffee date, an annual trip, or a holiday tradition, rituals create a sense of continuity and shared history that can deepen the bond between friends. She encourages readers to be intentional about creating and maintaining these rituals, even if life gets busy. By prioritizing these shared experiences, you can keep the friendship strong and create lasting memories. Part 6. The Challenges of Modern Friendships. Kat Vellos continues to dive deep into the nuanced challenges that modern-day friendships face. These aren't just theoretical hurdles, but ones that every adult has encountered at some point. With societal shifts in communication, mobility, and technology, friendships have become trickier to sustain. Vellos provides a comprehensive understanding of these challenges while offering solutions to help readers navigate them successfully. 1. Friendships in the age of social media. Social media has dramatically altered the landscape of human relationships. While platforms like Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter have made it easier to stay connected with people from different stages of our lives, they also have their downsides. Vellos discusses how social media often creates a false sense of connection, tricking people into believing they are maintaining friendships when, in reality, these interactions remain surface level. The over-reliance on likes and comments can lead to what Vellos calls hollow friendships. These digital interactions lack the depth and emotional intimacy that form the foundation of real friendships. She stresses the importance of transitioning online friendships into real-world connections, encouraging readers to step out from behind their screens and engage with their friends in person. Vellos doesn't demonize social media, but she argues for its mindful use, focusing on building meaningful exchanges rather than collecting followers. 2. The problem with comparison and envy. Social media also intensifies comparison and envy, which can poison even the healthiest friendships. Vellos highlights how seeing curated versions of others' lives can lead to feelings of inadequacy, jealousy, and resentment. These emotions can create barriers in friendships, preventing people from being genuinely happy for one another's successes. Vellos recommends practicing gratitude and shifting perspective when envy arises. Instead of comparing your life to the highlight reel of others, recognize that everyone is on their unique journey. By celebrating the successes of friends and approaching their happiness with kindness, the bonds of friendship can strengthen rather than erode. This mindset shift not only benefits the individual but fosters a more supportive, positive community. 3. Mobility and the transience of modern life. Another challenge to adult friendships is the transient nature of modern life. Whether it's moving to a new city for a job, changing career paths, or navigating major life transitions, many adults find themselves geographically distanced from their closest friends. These transitions often cause friendships to fade over time due to physical separation. Vellos emphasizes the importance of intentionality in maintaining long-distance friendships. She argues that geographical distance doesn't have to mean emotional distance. Through regular communication, thoughtful gestures, and planned reunions, long-distance friendships can continue to thrive. Vellos offers practical tips such as setting recurring phone calls or planning annual meetups to keep friendships alive despite the challenges of physical distance. 4. Friendship as we age, navigating life stages. As people age, their priorities and responsibilities change, which can impact the way friendships evolve. Vellos discusses how different life stages, such as getting married, having children, or caring for aging parents, can create new dynamics within friendships. Some friends may drift apart due to differing schedules, priorities, or values, while others may grow closer through shared experiences. Vellos encourages readers to embrace the fluidity of friendships during these life transitions. Instead of seeing change as the end of a friendship, she suggests viewing it as an opportunity to grow and evolve together. By adapting to new circumstances and showing empathy for each other's life choices, friendships can deepen even as life becomes more complex. Part 7: The Power of Group Friendships and Community. In this section, Vellos explores the importance of group friendships and how building a sense of community can provide emotional support, belonging, and fulfillment. 1. The magic of group dynamics. While one-on-one friendships are valuable, Vellos highlights the unique benefits that come from being part of a group of friends. Group friendships offer a sense of collective support and provide opportunities for shared experiences that strengthen bonds. Whether it's a group of coworkers, fellow parents, or a book club, being part of a social group can add richness to one's life. However, Vellos also acknowledges the challenges that come with group dynamics, such as navigating different personalities, managing conflict, or dealing with feelings of exclusion. She offers strategies for creating a positive and inclusive group environment, emphasizing the importance of communication, empathy, and respect. 2. Building a circle of trust. One of the key concepts Vellos introduces is the idea of a circle of trust. This is a group of friends who provide emotional support, understanding, and a sense of belonging. These aren't casual acquaintances, but the people you turn to in times of need. Vellos explains that building a circle of trust requires intentional effort and mutual care. It's about surrounding yourself with people who uplift and support you, rather than those who drain your energy or create negativity. She encourages readers to be selective about who they allow into their inner circle and to invest time and energy into nurturing these relationships. The goal is to create a tight-knit community of people who genuinely care about each other's well-being and are willing to offer support, advice, and encouragement when needed. 3. Creating rituals for community building. Vellos also discusses the importance of creating rituals within friendships and communities. These rituals can be as simple as weekly dinners, annual trips, or regular gatherings to celebrate milestones. The key is to create consistent touchpoints that bring people together and foster a sense of connection. Rituals, she explains, help solidify friendships by providing opportunities for shared experiences and creating lasting memories. They also offer a sense of stability and continuity in a fast-paced world where it's easy to lose touch with friends. By establishing rituals, people can strengthen their friendships and create a sense of belonging within their community. Part 8: Practical Tools for Building and Sustaining Friendships. Throughout the book, Vellos provides a wealth of practical tools and strategies for building and sustaining friendships. In this final section, she distills some of the most important takeaways into actionable advice that readers can implement in their own lives. The Friendship Journal also helps you stay accountable to your goal of cultivating better friendships. Vellos encourages readers to use the journal to document small victories, such as reconnecting with an old friend or organizing a social event. Over time, this practice can help you build stronger, more meaningful relationships. 2. The Art of the Invite. One of the most effective ways to build friendships, according to Vellos, is by extending invitations. Whether it's inviting someone to coffee, organizing a group outing, or hosting a dinner party, taking the initiative to invite others is a powerful way to create opportunities for connection. Vellos offers tips for overcoming the fear of rejection and confidently extending invites to potential friends. She suggests starting small, perhaps with a casual lunch or a walk in the park, and gradually building up to larger social events. The key is to be proactive and create opportunities for shared experiences, which are the foundation of deep friendships. 3. Balancing vulnerability and boundaries. Vellos also addresses the delicate balance between vulnerability and boundaries in friendships. While vulnerability is essential for building trust and intimacy, it's equally important to establish healthy boundaries to protect your emotional well-being. She offers guidance on how to navigate this balance by being honest about your feelings while also respecting your own needs. For example, if a friend is going through a difficult time, it's important to offer support, but not at the expense of your own mental health. Setting boundaries allows you to be a compassionate friend without becoming overwhelmed or resentful. 4. Regular reflection and self-improvement. Vellos concludes the book with an emphasis on regular self-reflection and personal growth. She encourages readers to continually assess their own behaviors and attitudes toward friendships, asking themselves questions like, am I showing up for my friends in the way I'd like to? Or what can I do to be a better friend? By consistently reflecting on your role in friendships, you can identify areas for improvement and work towards becoming a more supportive, empathetic, and engaged friend. Vellos reminds readers that friendships, like any other relationship, require ongoing effort and self-awareness. The journey of building better friendships is continuous, but the rewards are immeasurable. Conclusion: the joy of true friendship. In We Should Get Together, The Secret to Cultivating Better Friendships, Kat Vellos offers a heartfelt and practical guide to one of life's most important, yet often overlooked, relationships, friendship. Her message is clear: friendships are not just a luxury, but a vital component of our emotional and physical well-being. They provide us with joy, support, and a sense of belonging that enriches our lives in countless ways. Vellos's book is both a call to action and a source of inspiration. She encourages readers to be intentional about their friendships, to prioritize connection over convenience, and to invest time and energy into building the kind of deep, meaningful relationships that truly matter. In a world where loneliness and isolation are all too common, We Should Get Together serves as a reminder of the power of human connection. By following Vellos's advice, readers can overcome the barriers to friendship, cultivate lasting bonds, and experience the joy that comes from being part of a supportive, caring community. As you close the book, you'll not only feel motivated to reach out to friends old and new, but also equipped with the tools and mindset to create friendships that stand the test of time. Kat Vellos's insights are a testament to the idea that true friendship is one of the greatest gifts we can give and receive in life. Please read the book to learn more and consider subscribing to support the channel. Thank you.